What is going on, my beautiful DCU brothers and sisters? And oh my God, we got some major Warner Brothers James Gunn Peter Safran news, and it is a doozy. Warner Brothers Pictures' future may hinge on Superman's success. Is Peter Safran set to leave DC Studios, and James Gunn and Peter Safran together possibly could run Warner Brothers? Holy shit balls! So let's take a look at this article. Mike DeLuca and Pam Amdy's stint at Warner Brothers Pictures co-chiefs has been a disaster. Outside of the odd hit like Barbie, the studio continues to release movies that regularly underperform, with Mickey 17 the latest example. So remember the Snyder Tart saying that the only way the Snyderverse could return or be restored is if Mike DeLuca and Pam Amdy were in charge with Zack Snyder to take over Warner Brothers? Yeah, guess what? Surprise, surprise, that's not happening. Joker Fali Adu was another colossal mistake, with Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav looking to cut costs and make movies on the cheap. Luca and Abdi allowed Todd Phillips to essentially rip them off for $200 million, ouch, so he could shoot a lavish sequel meant to satisfy his and Joaquin Phoenix's desire for a musical. According to a new report from Puck, Zaslav, an unpopular figure in Hollywood after he scrapped movies like Batgirl, Coyote vs. Acme mid-production, is considering replacing Luca and Abdi. Oof. One top contender is DC Studios co-CEO Peter Safran, meaning James Gunn would be left as the sole head of that studio. Whoa. Beyond that, it appears the pressure's on Superman to be a hit, as it's now described as having an almost incalculable importance. I butchered that name. I butchered that word. Incalculable. Yeah, I can say it. Let's try it one more time. Incalculable. Oh, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm not pronouncing that word correctly. To Warner Brothers Discovery, the report explains that there is a genuine fear Warner Brothers could go away off 20th Century Fox, the studio scooped up by Disney, when it was no longer sustainable for it to exist on its own. I mean, like, if Warner Brothers, I mean, like me personally, I don't give a fuck if Warner Brothers like gets owned by somebody else, like another studio corporation. I don't care. I just want DC movies, like, to be honest with you. So this like, what if Warner Brothers goes away? It's like, okay, then it goes away. Like, who gives a shit? Like, all I care about is if you're making DC movies or not. That's really it. According to one studio veteran, an essential element of the stock price is believing that the IP of DC is meaningful. Of course it is. David Zaslav bet big that they can show the world that the DC IP can have real value. Superman is the first movie that will set the tone. They have a tremendous amount riding on it. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Up until this point, we're all very much believe that if Superman flops, DC Studios is in trouble, obviously. In reality, if Gunn's reboot underperforms, the studio as a whole could be in jeopardy. That is very true. Let's see. Warner Brothers is relying on the DCU slate being a huge draw to generate some guaranteed box office hits. That's likely to be easier said than done when the brand is tarnished and the moviegoers are showing hard to ignore signs of superhero fatigue. Well, that's not true, because Deadpool and Wolverine just made $1 billion, and the Superman trailer just broke records. The only Superman trailer to break records, and the hype anticipation for Superman is through the roof. So there is no superhero fatigue. There's only bad movie fatigue. Avengers: Secret Wars, terrible or not, is going to make $2 billion no matter what. So there is no superhero fatigue. Superman's DC Studios' first feature film to hit the big screen is set to roar into theaters worldwide this summer from Warner Brothers Pictures. Blah blah blah. Listen, this is huge. This is huge. Now, again, obviously, if Superman underperforms, then yeah, the whole DCU franchise is done. Warner Brothers is probably done. However, it's not going to flop, and Superman is going to be a huge success. Now, the question is, here's the big question. When Superman is a giant success and David Zaslav will fire Mike DeLuca and Pam Amdy, which means, like first of all, there was never hope for Snyderverse, but now there's no hope. Like, it's never coming back. Snyderverse is never coming back. You can hate on James Gunn all you want. You can make 1,000 videos on why James Gunn sucks and Zack Snyder will return. At the end of the day, it's over. It's over. It's over. The Snyderverse is never coming back. Now, the big question that I have is, when Superman becomes a giant success, will James Gunn and Peter Safran both run Warner Brothers Studios? Like that would be that would be insane. Not only will James Gunn and Peter Safran own DC Studios, like they're the owners of DC Studios. Everything passes by them, but they will be in charge of everything Warner Brothers. Everything Warner Brothers, James Gunn and Peter Safran would be in charge of. Now, I don't know if James Gunn would want that job, but Peter Safran, oh yeah, he would take that job in a heartbeat, and that would be very, very fascinating. Oh my god, like I can hear the Snyder tards already going crazy and absolutely insane. Like, what? No, don't do this. Don't do that. Blah, blah. What about Zack Snyder? What about Zack Snyder, bro? Zack Snyder will literally be on his knees giving James Gunn brain, begging for a job. And that would be so awesome. But yeah, this would be absolutely insane. Now, again, I don't think James Gunn would want to be head of everything Warner Brothers because, again, like talk about fucking like you are in charge of everything now. Like every movie, every IP, not just DC, will run by you. I don't think James Gunn is going to want that job, but I do believe Peter Safran, who is very close friends with James Gunn, obviously, I think he might take that job, which would be, again, very fascinating. Again, oh man, this is all wrapping up to be very interesting. I cannot wait to see this. Like I said, if Superman flops, then yeah, obviously it's over. But if Superman succeeds, which it will, this is going to be very fascinating. Like, what is James Gunn and Peter Safran going to do? What are they going to do moving forward? Are they going to take the job? Or is it just going to be Peter Safran and James Gunn would just solely concentrate on DC? Me personally, I would hope James Gunn would just solely concentrate on DC, and then Peter Safran will take the job of Warner Brothers. But I mean, talk about a powerful duo: James Gunn, Peter Safran, not only running DC Studios but running Warner Brothers. Woo-wee. Very fascinating. That's going to be it. Hit like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, TikTok, and sisters #6 below. What do you think of James Gunn and Peter Safran taking over Warner Brothers? Not just DC, but everything. That would be very, very fascinating. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. The link is right there down below. Just follow it. And yeah, man, this is developing into a very fascinating story. And I will keep you up to date with everything. But holy shit, talk about fucking huge ramifications if Superman is a big hit. Not only is it a win for DC Studios, not only is it a win for us comic book fans, but it might be a win for Warner Brothers overall, because I can guarantee you when James Gunn's Superman becomes a giant success, David Zaslav is going to hire James Gunn and Peter Safran to run Warner Brothers Studios entirely. Woo! Interesting. Love you all. Stay safe. Truth.
I cannot wait to fuck this thing.